One day, a quiet neighborhood erupted in chaos as the police arrested a man who had secretly committed nearly 50 murders across the country, right under everyone's nose. Unbelievable, right? But he's just one of the chilling figures we're about to explore. In today's countdown of the top 10 most dangerous people in history, we're diving into the lives of those whose actions have shocked the world. Get ready for tales that are stranger than fiction and scarier than your worst nightmares. Let's begin. Number 10. Robert Charles Browne. Let's start with a chilling figure from America's past. Robert Charles Browne may not be a household name, but trust me, he's the kind of person you'd hope to never cross paths with. Born in Louisiana, Browne was a high school dropout who joined the army but was dishonorably discharged due to drug abuse. But that's just the beginning of his dark story. Browne confessed to killing up to 49 women across multiple states in the US, but authorities can't confirm the exact number. Imagine that! 50 lives possibly taken by one man. His first known victim was a soldier in South Korea back in 1970. From there, his spree continued across states like Texas, Louisiana, and Colorado. Despite his chilling confessions, he was only arrested for the murder of Heather Dawn Church in 1991. Crazy, right? It's believed that he used his charm to lure his victims, making his capture even more difficult. A secret not many know is that during his time in prison, he reportedly continued to boast about his crime to fellow inmates, almost as if he relished the fear his tales instilled. Number 9. Simeon Mogilevich. Now let's talk about someone who's got a bit more brains behind the brawn. Simeon Mogilevich, often called the Brainy Don. He's not your typical mobster. This Ukrainian-born criminal mastermind is one of the most feared mafia bosses in the world. The FBI even offers a whopping $100,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. Why is he so dangerous? Simeon controls a vast empire involving drugs, weapon trafficking, money laundering, and even prostitution. He's got a fortune in the billions, all allegedly from his criminal enterprises. But here's a little secret. Some sources claim he's managed to stay out of prison because of his connections with Russian intelligence, including Vladimir Putin. That's right, it's whispered in dark corners that a former Russian Secret Service member who accused Mogilevich of relying on Putin mysteriously died of poisoning. Coincidence? I think not. This man's influence extends far beyond what we can see, making him incredibly dangerous. Number 8. Bakar Shekau. Moving on, we've got Bakar Shekau, the shadowy leader of Boko Haram. Not much is known about him, which only adds to his mystique and fear factor. With a $7 million bounty on his head, Shekau has been a ghost, lurking in the shadows and issuing threats to the Nigerian government and Western entities. Here's where it gets even scarier. Shekau doesn't just operate in the open. He's a master of disguise and uses multiple aliases, making him incredibly hard to track. He's known for his brutal tactics, including using children as suicide bombers and holding entire towns hostage. His followers have killed thousands under his orders, with no one spared, not even police officers, students, or journalists. Rumor has it that his fearsome reputation allows him to recruit and radicalize easily, using Islam as a guide to spread his terror. This guy isn't just dangerous, he's a real-life boogeyman. Number 7. Matteo Messina Denaro. Next, we head to Sicily, the heartland of the Italian Mafia, and the current king of this shadowy world, Matteo Messina Denaro. You might have seen him on Netflix's World Most Wanted, and for good reason. Denaro has been on the run since 1993, with deep ties to numerous car bombings that killed prosecutors and dozens of others. Here's a hidden gem. Denaro is believed to have started his criminal career at just 14 years old, learning to use a gun from his father, another respected mafia boss. Imagine growing up in such a dangerous environment. While on the run, he's managed to remain a ghost, slipping through the fingers of law enforcement and possibly hiding with influential clans like Graviano or Provenzano. His power within the Sicilian Mafia is so strong that even while evading capture, he's believed to be leading the entire organization. How's that for living dangerously? Number 6. Joseph Kony. Let's now talk about a man whose name sends chills down the spine. Joseph Kony, leader of the Lord's Resistance Army, or LRA. He's been responsible for thousands of deaths and countless abductions in Uganda. Kony considers himself a spiritual medium and has justified his crimes as necessary for a divine cause. This guy's known for abducting children, forcing them into becoming child soldiers, and even making some his wives. It's a dark world, and Kony seems to revel in it. Fact not many know, Kony once claimed in an interview that he wasn't the monster everyone made him out to be, stating that he only killed his own people because they failed to support his cause. Can you believe that twisted logic? Despite international efforts, he's managed to stay at large for over 2 decades. Talk about being untouchable. Number 5. Ismael Zambada. Switching gears a bit, let's move to the world of drug trafficking. Ismael Zambada is one of Mexico's most notorious kingpins and the current leader of the Sinaloa cartel. He's been in the drug business for decades, making billions while avoiding capture. Unlike his predecessor, El Chapo Guzman, Zambada has remained relatively low profile, which might be his secret weapon. He's been accused of trafficking large amounts of heroin and cocaine into the US, using jets, ships, and even narco submarines. Here's a secret tidbit. Zambada once claimed he'd consider suicide over capture, as he feared imprisonment more than death. How's that for a dangerous mind? Despite his dangerous reputation, he's evaded the law and is rumored to be hiding somewhere in the Sinaloa mountains. Imagine living on the run for so long and still controlling a vast criminal empire. Number 4. Omar Hassan al-Bashir. Moving on to political figures, Omar Hassan al-Bashir, the ousted former president of Sudan, is a name that sends waves of fear through Africa. His reign was marked by atrocities, including the genocide in Darfur, which resulted in the deaths of over 300,000 people. But there's more to his story than just numbers. Al-Bashir's power was built on a network of fear, utilizing militias to crush dissent and employing brutal tactics against his enemies. His government was implicated in numerous war crimes, and he was eventually ousted and is now facing charges. But here's a little-known fact. Even after his ousting, there were whispers that he still wielded power behind the scenes, pulling strings and manipulating from the shadows. The chilling thought that someone so dangerous could still influence events. Number 3. Qasem Soleimani. Now let's talk about Qasem Soleimani, a name that became globally recognized after his death in 2020. Soleimani was the head of Iran's Quds Force and was considered the most powerful military commander in Iran, often compared to the likes of Russia's GRU or America's CIA. But why was he so dangerous? Under Soleimani's leadership, the Quds Force expanded Iran's influence throughout the Middle East, often through covert and overt military operations. The US labeled him a terrorist, holding him responsible for hundreds of deaths. A fact that often gets overlooked is that Soleimani wasn't just a military man, he was a master strategist, known for his ability to manipulate alliances and create chaos that served Iran's interests. Even in death, his legacy continues to shape the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. Number 2. Ibrahim al-Asiri. Our penultimate figure is Ibrahim al-Asiri, a name synonymous with bomb making. Al-Asiri is believed to be the mastermind behind several high-profile bombing attempts, including the infamous underwater bomb plot aimed at a US-bound flight. His bombs were almost impossible to detect, making him a significant threat. But here's a secret many don't know. Al-Asiri was known not just for his bomb-making skills, but also for his ability to innovate. He was reportedly working on non-metallic bombs that could evade standard airport security. Imagine the havoc this could cause. He's also an expert in poisons and a martial arts practitioner, making him a dangerous figure even outside of his bomb-making capabilities. Rumor has it he might still be hiding in Yemen, planning his next move. Scary, right? Number 1. Mokhtar Belmokhtar. Finally, we arrive at our top spot, Mokhtar Belmokhtar, a former al-Qaeda senior figure who went rogue and formed his own militia. Known for his ruthlessness, Belmokhtar orchestrated the 2013 attack in the Amanis gas plant in Algeria, taking 800 people hostage and killing 40. Most of his victims were foreigners, making him a direct threat to Western interests. Belmokhtar, often called the Uncatchable, was a master of desert warfare, using the vast Sahara to his advantage. He was also known for his smuggling operations, which funded his terrorist activities. Here's a jaw-dropping secret. Belmokhtar once survived an assassination attempt by rival militants, only to return more vicious and determined. His death in a 2015 US airstrike was confirmed by the Pentagon, but many still wonder if he might have staged his own death. Could he still be out there plotting? Who knows? And there you have it, the darkest corners of history unraveled before your eyes. Remember, truth is often more terrifying than fiction. Stay curious, stay safe, and don't forget to subscribe for more thrilling stories.